What's up, guys? I'm Anthony.
I'm Matt.
And we're back with another WWE Movie Review. This time with Legendary, with WWE Superstar
John Cena!
What do you think?
I'm getting tired of this shit. I liked it, though. I liked it.
Sorry, I have no life. I used to just watch all these movies.
And I keep getting the same, generic response. I liked it. No, I mean, I think it was smart of us to do this right after Knockout.
Yeah, it had the same...
It had the same concept, almost. One was boxing, one was wrestling, but they both dealt with that one kid who... The only thing this was different was, this nerd had balls, though. That's the thing. This was a gutsy-ass nerd.
Well, yeah, like I said, if your brother's John Cena, I don't give a shit either.
So this movie's about a kid named Cal. His father was a famous wrestler in high school. His older brother, played by John Cena, was just as famous in the same high school. So he has that lineage going on. And he wants to join the wrestling team because he wants to get back in touch with his brother, who some tragic event split the whole family up pretty much because the father was killed in a car accident. Ever since then, John Cena was never the same. So I liked it. Let's see what you have to think for your second viewing.
I hate this movie.
Really?
I don't know if it's because it's the wrestling about it, and I just don't care for,
No, you care about more chair shots and going through the announce table.
Yeah. No, but not even that. I just find that kid was just totally awkward. He was an awkward person to begin with. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of a young, what's-his-face? From Scott Pilgrim.
Michael Cera?
Yeah. Just showed up at the wrong place, the wrong time, and they were like, "You're our actor." What? You got lifted up by John Cena. John Cena played your brother, and yet you were still this awkward person. The girl he was with made him even more weird. And then at the end of this movie, I'm not going to say anything yet because we're not at that point, but that just pissed me off the most.
Well, we'll get to that, but I don't know. I mean, I used to wrestle in high school. The same kind of wrestling. So a lot of it, as it was going on, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember doing stuff like that. Yeah, they did do stuff like that. Some of it I didn't know. But for the most part, I was like, yeah, I remember that kind of mindset. When you have to go in your own little corner with your music and just get in your own head and just be with yourself because your match is next and all you need to know is that match. Your opponent. Excuse me. You just have to know your opponent,
Nerd. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a problem with that.
But yeah, and the story between the whole family splitting up and him, wanting to reconnect his brother was great. The thing I didn't like was John Cena's subplot, his own story in this movie was fucking stupid.
He was a drunk. He was an alcoholic.
Forget that. It was stupid. Everyone picked fights with him, yet he got blamed for them.
Yeah,
and it happened more than once in this movie.
Yeah. The second time was the worst.
But
first time, all right.
He asked the guy to move.
Yeah,
because he wanted to take his shot in billiards.
I get that, but they use that part as he's an alcoholic, so that's why he started it. Mm-hmm. So they use that against him. The second time was just retarded.
The second time, the guy from the first time just wanted revenge, so he called his friends because he couldn't do it by himself because he's a bitch. He called his friends to help, and they all just attacked him.
That guy was a bitch. Which made no sense either.
But they all attacked him at once.
Looked like Big Show.
But they all attacked him at once. John Cena was legitimately just trying to defend himself. One guy goes through the window. The other guy cracks Cena in the back of the head with a bar or a pipe or whatever it was. And Cena's in jail? What did I miss? What? Did I go to the bathroom? I missed something? Did he shoot someone while I was gone? It didn't make any sense. It was so stupid. His subplot for his own troubles was just stupid. It made no sense. It was lazy because they were just let's cause a problem and just blame it on him. Doesn't matter how it started. In the end, he'll be blamed for it. And that's his struggle. No, it doesn't work that way, But,
had a job, lost a job. Had a new job, doesn't go to job. Basically, you didn't see him go back to that second job ever.
Other than that, though, the whole reconnecting family thing worked. At first, the mom was angry at him for wanting to wrestle. Now, and this is why I say it was good to watch this with Knockout, like back to back, because they're very similar. Like, we could actually do a whole video just comparing and contrasting the two movies, you know? In that one, you know, when the mother found out he wanted to box, it really devastated her because, you know, her father boxed and he was never the same afterwards, and it was just a lot for him in life to do. And boxing is a dangerous sport because it focuses a lot on your head, you know?
Yeah,
and that's very dangerous. So, of course, you worry about your son wanting to get into boxing like that, especially knowing what your father went through as a boxer, you know? So that made sense that she was so worried. In this, she was very angry at him for wanting to wrestle.
But really no reason behind it.
But it made no sense. And her only reason was like, it'll take away from your studies. But that's not how she initially came off, like, angry about it. No, she came off
like, no, don't do it because it's going to kill you.
Yeah, she came off like she was worried about him.
Your husband died in a one-car accident. I'm sorry, it bothered me. It did. But no. He didn't die in the fighting wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, she made it sound like some tragedy happened about wrestling. She doesn't want her son to do it.
And your other son fell off a different path. It wasn't because of the wrestling.
And then he's like, oh, well, you know, Mike did it. And she's like, well, you're not Mike. And I was just like, that's kind of cold. Like, you're just saying, like, one son's like a man, the other one's a bitch. That's fucked up.
Your older son is 28 years old, and or maybe he was 25, 26 when he left?
No, earlier than that.
Either way, maybe his 20s.
He left when he was 18, something like that. 18, 19.
All right, so he moved out on his own. Big deal, it happens. Get over it. It's not your fault. Why didn't you try to get in touch with him?
Well, that's what Cal was even saying, was that, you know, he also left for you.
I tried. No, you didn't try.
He's like, you said he blamed himself for Dad's death. Did you ever tell him it wasn't his fault? Oh,
there we go.
That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to tell my son his father's death wasn't his fault. Shit.
That's really the story, kind of.
That is, and it's a big underdog story.
You went through this whole thing, and you lost your last match.
Well, so John Cena, Cal, under the training of his older brother, made it all the way to the regionals. You know, by winning enough matches, he got really good, and he even ended up winning his semifinal with a move that John Cena didn't even teach him. It was the guillotine.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?" He's like, "I did a little research on my own." So that's great. That's fantastic. And there was one move that they kept mentioning throughout the movie, which was the reverse cradle, which I actually learned in high school too. And you know, he kept asking John Cena to teach it to him. He's like, "No, you're not ready. You're not ready. Let's do the basics first." Finally, he teaches it to him. So right off the bat, once he made it to the finals of the regionals, you're like, he's going to use that move.
Yeah, to win, and everybody's...
He uses the move, but loses the match because time runs out and his opponent had more points than him. And that really bothered me because you set that whole thing up
just for him to lose. And
then he loses. Now, don't get me wrong. The main character doesn't always have to win. I know that. And there are plenty of movies that have it where the main character loses and everyone's devastated, but then he's like, it's okay, I didn't need to win, you know, I got this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it has that thing where he wins even though he doesn't win.
Right.
In this, in my opinion, it just didn't work because
you lost.
It served no purpose for his story for him to lose.
No, he lost and still reconnected with his family anyway.
Right, I mean, but he had reconnected with his family before that match anyway.
Well, the mother and the brother more kind of after he lost.
But still after, like, even before that match, like, the whole reason Cena was there is because he did make up with the mom, too. You know, so he already had that back, and it just served no purpose for him to lose this in the end like that.
It's true.
And you even say, you're like, well, it's not about the wrestling, it's about the family bonding. And I said, yeah, but what better way to solidify that than to win your biggest match with the move that your brother taught you? You know, like, it just... It would have worked. You know, there was no reason to actually make him lose this one. But they did. They went that route.
And then they cheered for him anyway because they picked his arm up.
Yes.
Stupid. I hate this movie.
And Danny Glover was in this movie. And at first, he played this creepy old fisherman that kept talking to Cal every now and then when he went back to the lake. And then he ends up showing up at regionals. I was like, wow, this guy's like super creepy.
And then you found out.
And then I found out because Cena said hi to him. It turned out that he used to be the father's coach, which I didn't know.
And he was looking out for his kids.
Right, which is apparently the deal he made with the dad anyway. So he was no longer a creepy old man. But yeah, all in all, especially for my first time watching, I enjoyed this movie. And again, compared to Knockout, that shit bored the shit out of me.
Knockout was crap.
But it had the same concept. It's a WWE movie with a WWE superstar movie without any real action. It's more of a down to earth, home felt kind of movie. This was a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
This actually kept my time. You apparently do not enjoy it, but I can say I didn't mind this movie at all. It was a good movie. So that's the movie. Your final grade.
I'll give it a D-. I'm not going to go far as an F because it is my second time watching it.
I'm going to give it a B+.
And I quit.
And I swear I'm not being biased because I was a wrestler in high school either. I did enjoy this movie. It kept my attention. With Knockout, I was able to leave the room. I left the room 3 times during Knockout. I didn't even care to pause it because I just did not care about that movie.
No, that movie got boring.
This kept my attention. It really did. And maybe it was because Cena was on the screen too. I mean, say what you want about the guy.
Oh,
But, he draws in attention,
As an actor, I don't mind Cena. As the way they have him portrayed as a wrestler right now, I want to kill him.
It was a WWE Movie Review on Legendary with John Cena. Tune in next week when we tackle Empire State.
Oh, yes, I saw that one too.
With Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You're sad.
I have no life.
It's not a WWE Studios movie, but The Rock's in it.
This one wasn't either.
And I don't think Knockout was either.
No, so...
And I know we did say we're not going to cover Rock movies, but there's an exception because this isn't a real blockbuster movie.
No.
It's kind of in the same realm as
crap.
These kind of movies. But,
crap.
Liam Hemsworth is in it too.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see why this movie's so shitty with such big names in it. So I'm excited for that one.
Well, I can't wait for you to see this movie.
This might actually have to be a double category. It's a WWE movie and a bad movie. We'll see.
We might get that.
So that's our review.
It'll be our special bonus round. Ding, 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 ding. But yes.
So that's it for this week, guys. Like always, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think we could do better or what movies you want us to check out yourself. But until then, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll see you next time. Later.